Yeah.
I would rather get Mrazek. I just think it's more likely that they would trade Howard just because Mrazek is, 7 years younger?
But
that, and I think that they would be more okay with, parting with Jimmy Howard than they would be with Mrazek. Because if they trade Mrazek, they're going to take a hit.
But my problem with Peter Mrazek is that he doesn't have a good mental game. When he plays and he lets in 3 or 4 goals, he's done. And that's the problem that I have with him. Because as a goalie, your mental game is the biggest
No, you're right.
thing.
That's why I don't want the Islanders to trade for him. I would rather have Jimmy Howard. I will say this. I wouldn't mind a Mike Green and Jimmy Howard trade to the Islanders. I don't know what the trade would be going the other way, but that's what I want to happen.
I would be okay with that because obviously, you add a defensive need, but then you also add a backup goalie, which I feel as if you definitely need for the Islanders because Grice, has not been himself.
Oh,
at least
my
the
God,
Grice
he
for the
stinks.
past 2 years we saw. But Halak still has it, at least to finish out the season. I mean, a 50-game shutout win last night against the Rangers.
Hey,
so
I was there.
You can't take that away from him. And, with the defense, again, when he lets up these goals, some of them it's like, all right, that's just a Halak goal. He'll just let that roll in. It happens, But other times, when he's getting shot at 40 to 50 shots a game, you got to expect him to let him go.
Exactly.
And some of them,
Well, at the end of the day, though, how many playoff hockey games have we seen where goalies like Braden Holtby, Carey Price, and Henrik Lundqvist just steal games?
Okay, but look at those 3 names compared
But
to Halak.
why can't I want Halak to be that?
I understand, but I don't think he's ever going to get to that point. And also, if anything, he's past his prime.
No, I agree
would
with
say.
you. With the goalies, you have to have the defense in front of you. If your defense is consistently letting up 40, 50 shots a game, what more can they do? My brother is a goalie. When he's getting 40 shots on him in a game, of course he's going to let in 3 or 4. That's the way it is, and you can't...
I'm not putting it on Halak. What I'm saying is the Islanders just need a better goalie. They need a goalie that can steal games.
Yeah, but I just don't think that person is Halak. Definitely
No,
not.
definitely
I don't
not.
think so.
No, it's not Halak. That's what I'm saying.
But how much can you ask for a goaltender? That's what I'm saying. Like, if your defense is not where it's supposed to be.
How many years did the Rangers roll with Lundqvist?
That's a great point.
Thank you. I do that a lot. All right, Eleanor, you ticked me off. I'll ask you to excuse yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Remember that Jersey series?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Penguins, Devils. I've got a Penguin fan sitting next to a Devil fan. I'm just going to focus my eyes solely on my 2 Islander fan friends over here. So let's get to football here on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I'm Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and Nick Ohrnberger. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. And like I said, we'll get to football. The 49ers signed Daniel Kilgore to a 3-year deal worth $12 million, according to Pro Football Focus. Last year, he had a 51 overall grade. What are your thoughts on the deal?
Well, Kilgore, I can tell you this, is Jimmy Garoppolo's center, so I think that's one of the bigger pieces as to why they re-signed him. I think that's one thing is that, when a quarterback has, their center, they prefer snapping the ball to him. That's obviously going to be a big influence on whether they get re-signed. And, throughout, a 51 overall grade, it's really not that impressive, but, it could be a lot worse. It could be in the 30s. Again, 51 is not...
Wesley Johnson was actually in the 30s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that shows. I mean, look at him on the field.
I thought Johnson was better than a 30, to be honest with you.
His contract is also team-friendly, too. And let's be honest, the 49ers are going to do their best to gear up for the playoffs this year, considering who they have at quarterback, so it's going to help.
I really think that the 49ers have a legit shot to make the playoffs next year.
They do.
With what you saw from Jimmy G, the draft picks, even though, it's not as early as they preferred at first, but obviously I think they'd rather have Jimmy G win 5 straight games. I think it's a better outcome than getting a higher pick.
It's a good problem to have.
Then also,
it proves that Lynch was right in investing a second-round pick in him.
Mm-hmm. And then also, you have plenty of money to spend in free agency that, you obviously don't have to worry about a quarterback now, because especially that you re-signed him. So, you kind of have so many different options to work with in free agency and draft.
You're 100% right. I wasn't crazy about this. I understand you keep Garoppolo's center around, but I just think there were better options out there, like Ryan Jensen. Kilgore isn't great. He's not horrible. He's not great. I understand offensive line continuity is so important. I wasn't crazy about the deal. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
I think this year, with a better team around, Kilgore and Jimmy G, I think they're going to be a better team overall, and I think that's going to help out every positional player. Especially Kilgore. I think it's going to help the offensive line. I think they're going to be able to try and rework that a little bit. So if they do re-sign Carlos Hyde, have some more running room for him. And Jimmy G, you don't want to get him sacked constantly. So
No, I hear you. The Raiders won't bring Sebastian Janikowski back. Last year, he hit 82.9% of his field goals and 94.9% of his extra points. What do you think of Oakland's decision?
He's old.
He's the leg, man.
It's
sad.
I love that answer. He's old.
It's pretty. It's pretty upsetting. Especially even for Oakland fans. I mean, he was a guy everyone loved because Janikowski was just so entertaining to watch.
And was a first round
pick. Can't forget about that.
Where did he go to school? No one look it up.
Oh, God.
Come on, guys.
Michigan?
No.
Damn it.
Not even close. When I tell you, you're going to say it's the opposite end of the country. He went to FSU. Oh, gee whiz.
I did not know that.
I did. How come I knew it and you guys didn't?
Because you have sports history locked up.
Yeah.
I do know. I know that Al Davis wanted to pick him over Sean Alexander.
Yes, that is true.
I do know that, which was, strange.
You never pick a kicker day 1 or day 2. I don't care how good he is. Look at Roberto Aguayo. Remember him?
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, that's right.
Also
FSU.
out of FSU.
Oh, man.
See that?
But then also, with Janikowski, I mean, he kind of was on the decline. You saw it as the years, progressed. And, again, how many years in the NFL was that? 18, I think?
Somewhere
17,
around there.
18.
Yeah, I think this is going to be his 19th season.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
something like that. So, again, that's a long time. And,
kicking
the ball constantly,
But he
will do
still
something.
kicks it like 60 yards.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
They have another kicker that's 27 years old right behind him. I don't...
Tavecchio, right?
Tavecchio, yeah.
If that's how you pronounce his name,
he did well in the absence of Janikowski.
16 of 21.
Yeah, and, again, with Janikowski, he might, not want a crazy amount of money, but, just more money for a kicker, and then obviously the Raiders, when they have a kicker already to be looking forward to, they're not going to give him the money. So it makes sense. There's a logical, reason behind it. It's just unfortunate.
But there always is. It happens everywhere. Patriots let Vinatieri go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's all you need to know.
And they got
if you waver even a little as a kicker, there is absolutely no kind of forgiveness there. It's like, okay, thanks.
I feel
anyway,
like you
let's
saw
get
it
the next
this
guy.
year a lot, too.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Blair Walsh. Remember that?
Yep.
A.J. McCarron won his grievance against the Bengals and will now become an unrestricted free agent. He successfully argued that Cincinnati wrongly kept him on the NFI list in 2014 with a shoulder injury. Dominic, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Please, Cleveland, go after him. Have fun.
Enjoy him because you don't want him on the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you 100%.
Pass by that, please.
Yep.
Not really a big fan of it. But, it is an unfortunate situation for A.J. McCarron. I'll give him that. He kind of got screwed over a little bit by the Bengals, so it's really not fair to him. But, he'll definitely, obviously, be on a new team next year. He will get signed. I really don't know where in terms of, I heard...
The Browns. I'm saying it right now.
The Browns. I heard the Broncos kind of thrown out there, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Who knows? Maybe if, Kirk Cousins go to the Jets. But
I think the Browns are going to drastically overpay for McCarron, like they wanted to at the deadline.
Possibly.
I can see it happening.
Possibly, like another Osweiler deal.
I think you're right. And I think you're right because this is an organization that for some reason just can't get out of its own way.
Nope.
And it's become a self-fulfilling prophecy at this time. It actually makes sense for them to do it just because...
just because it's the Browns.
Because it's the Browns.
But watch it be a good move for them. They need a quarterback, and McCarron did okay in the playoff game against the Steelers.
Look, if it's a good contract, I'll say, okay, all right, let's see. You give it a shot. If really, the Browns don't have any other option. But, if they're going to overpay for him, I'd say move past it,
The one thing I'll say is the Browns have some really good minds in their front office, like John Dorsey, Scott McLuhan, Alonzo Highsmith, and Elliott Wolf. There are guys there that know what they're doing. And I know Hugh Jackson has a 1-31 record, but he was Cincy's offensive coordinator. He worked with McCarron. It's not crazy to think that Cleveland would overpay for him. And to be honest with you, I don't think I would hate it.
Would you call it a match made in heaven then if McCarron went to Cleveland?
Yes, I would.
Okay, now let me
would
ask
call
you
it
this.
fate.
Okay, then let me ask this. Do you think that the Browns are heading in the right direction if they get McCarron?
Yes. because I think they have a good brain trust there that knows what they're doing. I think if McCarron goes to the Broncos or the Jets or whoever, he would fail tremendously. And please, Mike McCagnon, don't sign him. For the love of God, don't. Yes, Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, Nick Foles, or Tyrod Taylor. One of those four.
I personally think the Vikings are sticking with Case Keenum, to be honest.
Okay,
I really
so
do.
then one of the three, Cousins, Foles, or Taylor.
Or move up in the draft.
I don't want Foles to develop a quarterback. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't like his game management skills. I think he's a defensive guy. I think he's been an okay head coach, but he belongs
I
as a
wouldn't even
coordinator.
say okay. I would say horrible. I think he's worse than Hugh Jackson.
I don't think he's quite that bad. And what's crazy about Hugh Jackson to me is no one has anything bad to say about Hugh Jackson.
I do. His record's 131 in 2 years in Cleveland.
I get it. But
That's
people
pretty bad.
still like him.
He's a likable guy. That's the thing. He has a good personality.
He has to be the best interview in the world who kept his job this long.
So we got about a minute left. It's time for the bottom of the ninth. Dominic, we'll start with you.
I guess, like I always do, I'll bring up the Jets. I'm kind of just getting, I want some cuts. I want to see some people get cut. I want to be like, you know what, you stink. You did not do well for this organization, so you're gone.
You'll see it.
The most noticeable one I want to happen is Mohamed Wilkerson. It needs to happen now.
I agree with you. Eric?
It should have happened a while ago. But
Okay,
so apparently, well, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking, the obvious. but apparently when free agency starts, the Giants are going after Andrew Norwell. I got his name right this time, only because I am looking at it. And they plan to make him the highest paid guard in NFL and New York Giants history.
Gee whiz.
I know.
That's rough.
Depending on the deal, I don't know if I'm going to like it too much, but they need offensive line help. So at that point, is it really,
Eleanor?
a bad thing?
I want to congratulate my brother and his high school team. They won the Nassau County Championships last night. He won Save of the Year and Season MVP.
Congratulations. Nick, do you have any final thoughts?
I would. I'd just like to say rest in peace to Tito Francona. He was second in 56 Rookie of the Year voting. He was fifth in the
Who did
MVP
he lose
voting.
to?
In Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Oh, don't know.
Luis Aparicio.
Ah!
So I am not going to be in on Tuesday because I am going to an Islander team event.
Nice.
Eric, you will have Joe all to yourself.
Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot.
And I trust that you guys will do a great job without me. You guys will have a lot of fun.
Thank you. I won't let you down.
All right, good. Looks like we're about out of time here on Beyond the Game. For Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, the True Hockey Maven Eleanor Ciampi, and Nick Ohrnberger, I am Jacob Volk saying that going to dinner with Tommy Lasorda makes you feel like a starting pitcher. Afterwards, you need 3 days rest.